All right, good morning, everybody. This is Nicole Elizabeth with Wyld Wynd, where we focus on kickstarting nonprofits and small organizations, giving them access and resources to the things they need to build that sustainable foundation. It is vitally important that those mission-minded human beings have support behind them, and that's what Wyld Wynd is here for. We want to make sure that they have everything they need to succeed and fulfill that mission. Today, I am here with Dwayne Ferguson from Reading Heart and Tim Baker from, I'm going to say, Little Libraries. And they will both have a moment to introduce themselves here in just a minute with an update from Brave, which is a newly founded nonprofit of mine. We are working on getting our 501c3. We are still looking for volunteers. We are looking for a volunteer coordinator. I do a lot of this stuff on myself as a volunteer also, and it would be great to have some help. So if you do follow us on Brave Volunteers, which stands for Bringing Resiliency Actively Through Volunteer Efforts, if you do follow us, contact us. Let us know that you're interested in either volunteering or you're volunteering to be a volunteer coordinator. I would really appreciate the opportunity to grow that organization a little bit more and have a group of like-minded people who are willing to help out with that. So that's just my update for that right now. And I'm going to have Dwayne, could you please introduce yourself and your nonprofit? Tim will do the same thing, and then we're going to go like more in depth in just a few minutes with each one of yours major initiative right now.
Okay, my name is Dwayne Ferguson. I'm part of Reading Heart, which was founded by Danae Ferguson, my daughter, when she was around 7 years old. Right now, they're working on some schoolwork, so I'm going to represent her. Our nonprofit, basically, what she does is she collects books and donates them to kids who can no longer afford them in underserved areas. She started this around 2015-ish, and so far she's collected over 1 million books and handed out about 500,000. And her mission is to make sure that every child has access to a free book.
That is, I get so excited when I hear that. Just a little person doing big, big, big things. And she's got the character and the life to just, I've got to work with her before, and it was absolutely fantastic. All right, Tim, go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you for having Dwayne and I here, Nicole. It's quite an opportunity. We had our library burned down about a year ago here in Porterville, California. We lost 2 firefighters fighting that fire. And I had always wanted to start a little library in front of my home, our home. And when that fire occurred, it only made sense to establish 100 of those little libraries in Porterville and around Porterville, each with a memorial commemorating or memorializing the firefighters who passed away. So the memorial plaque will tie in those 100 little libraries and create kind of a network that will augment our present library system. That's about it.
That's excellent. I didn't know about the plaque, but that is an absolutely beautiful thing. I appreciate that so much, Tim. So could you, or both would you, Dwayne, and then Tim, explain to me what you kind of just said it, Tim, right now, the Kickstarter, that moment where you said, okay, this has to happen. But could you tell me, like you said, you always wanted to have a little library. Why is that? Why did you always want to have a little library?
And that question's for me, Nicole?
Yes, for you.
It's because my wife and I are extremely community oriented, and we're both educators, and so we advocate literacy. And after traveling around the United States for a little while, you notice these little libraries because there's 100,000 of them registered out of Wisconsin with the Little Free Library Organization. And so you just notice these and you go, huh, I wonder why we should have some here in Porterville. And so I found 2 of them that already existed here in Porterville over the past few months. And we definitely added ours. And so that's why we just, we feel that books are extremely valuable. The batteries never run out. And we want to make them, like Dwayne and Danae, accessible to everybody who has a tough time accessing books.
So that same kind of question goes out to you, Dwayne. When did Danae realize that this was something that she wanted to do? Like what ignited her to do that?
Well, her original plans were to open up a bookstore. She's a diehard reader. So she wanted to open up a bookstore so she would have access to the books before she sold them so she could read them all day. And throughout that process, somewhere she found out that some kids didn't have any. And she couldn't comprehend why kids wouldn't have access to books. And we kind of explained to her that, you know, there's a lot of different situations. There's a lot of different households where some things are just not accessible. And it just blew her mind. And she said, well, if they don't have a book, then how can they learn? And we explained to her, it's very difficult to learn if you don't know how to read. And after maybe about a week or so of her trying to figure that out when she was young, she said, well, then why don't we just give them all free books? And that makes perfect sense to me. So that's pretty much how her mission started. She wanted to make sure that every kid had the same ability to learn as any other child.
That is absolutely beautiful. I didn't realize until I started substitute teaching and working I started volunteering in classrooms in about maybe like 13 years ago. And I didn't realize the differentiation in the access to education, where some kids don't understand what side the binding actually goes on a book versus like my kids went into kindergarten reading. So there was a huge spread right there just between that one A to Z, literally. And it is phenomenal when you get those books out to kids and they have that aha moment. So I just wanted to say thank you to both of you. Dwayne, is there anything specific that you guys are working on right now, or a program that you're working on right now, or anything like that you would like to share out and maybe ask for volunteers or let people know that it's a resource from Reading Heart?
Well, we're always trying to work on different ways to provide books to children. A program that we're currently working on right now is Frito-Lay donated some delivery trucks to us. And we're converting them to where we can actually reach the kids in their community. During COVID, all the bookstores shut down and all the libraries shut down, but the kids still needed access to books. So with these free little with these little delivery trucks, Clearing Construction is volunteering their time to rebuild them, I guess, restore them, should I say? And they're going to turn them into mobile library. And then one's going to be electronic coding center. So we'll actually be able to drive out to these areas like Fireball, Mendota, wherever these kids are, and provide the books to them there. Or if they're interested in technology, we'll be able to teach them like coding and web design and stuff. And these trucks will be live and ready to go. So those are our big projects right now, and they should be coming out hopefully by June, so we can access these kids during the summertime.
That is beautiful. What is your service area? Like, which areas do you cover or focus on?
Our overall goal is to be nationwide. Right now, we started out in the city of Fresno. We are Fresno County wide now. We cover all 32 school districts. And then eventually, as time goes on, we'll branch off California wide. But right now, as we speak, we're in the Fresno County area. So as far as Fresno County covers is where we'll go. And
you're a little bit in Tulare County.
A little bit in Tulare County. We sneak over to Tulare, Visalia too, but we
I just
go
say
where
that
it's
because
needed.
he doesn't tell us no.
Yeah, there's been areas that we snuck out and we've driven at least 2-3 hours to make sure kids have books, but our main focus is supposed to be Fresno County, but yes,
Right,
we'll sneak into Larry and in that area in a heartbeat.
I just say that because Dwayne has helped me out immensely with other projects, like 22 pallets of water and food.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
like having just a he's just a great resource, a good-hearted resource
That was a
to
fun
have
adventure.
around.
That was a fun
So
adventure.
thank you so much for all of that.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic adventure.
Yeah.
And then Tim, is there anything the little libraries, like how does that work? How does one have a little library?
Well, first of all, I do want to mention that, as I started this the program Read for Life out of Visalia, they recommended that I contact Dwayne and Danae out there in Fresno. I had never heard of Reading Heart before, and so as I just studied them on their website, and then I visited Dwayne a couple weeks ago, just realizing just Dwayne and Danae are just going gangbusters, and they're doing phenomenal things. A world record set, I guess, in the amount of books that they received. They had to rent Chancey Park and have a drone film the amount of books that they got, which I think was about 274,000 books. Is that correct, Dwayne?
Yeah, it was. You have to ask Danae. She knows the exact number, but it was between 270 and 280 something thousand.
It's just like, it just floors me. And it's so wonderful to have Danae and Dwayne and Reading Heart up in Fresno, right next door to us, essentially. They've been doing this for 4 years or so, and we would love to just take advantage of all of their expertise. And they've gone through all the growing pains, or most of the growing pains that we're just encountering right now, because we're just in our infancy, and right now they're approaching adulthood in their organization. And I just find out today that they're interested in going nationwide, and so it's just mind-boggling. I'm just so excited. So, but what we are doing in Porterville is we're establishing little libraries. People pay for their own. Little libraries can be purchased for about $300 a piece, prefabricated, assembled, or the folks can build them on their own for about $150. And then they either supply their own books, or we help them access books from Read for Life, which is a wonderful program out of Visalia, which focuses on early childhood reading. And that's what we're doing here. And we're slowly getting more and more little libraries. We're gaining momentum. We're at about 7 right now, with many on the horizon. But we've only been doing this for about a little bit over a month, really. So we've got a lot to learn from Danae and Dwayne.
Tim, if I wanted to start a little library, how would I go about doing
that? You can either just build it on your own. There are just an infinite number of plans on the internet, so you could build it on your own, or you could purchase it from little free libraries, which is different from us. None of these libraries are for free. We wanted to point that out. So little free libraries, I think what they mean is it's a free library, and that you get to walk freely in, and you get to exchange a book and then walk freely out. I think that's what they mean. Or you can call us up and we can try to help you. And we're going to be kind of meeting in the middle with folks who cannot afford their own little library, and we'll try to hook them up with crafts people who can help them build. They've got the tools and the skills, and then the materials. We're just going to have to work on that together. We're just getting started as well. We also don't have our 501c3, but we do want to make our organization legal so that folks can donate readily and efficiently and get tax write-offs. So we've got so much to do. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. I know that Dwayne and I have both been there and done that, and that I wish there was a cheat sheet of some sorts
Yeah.
For that. But even when I was starting mine and then working with Brave, and me go as a grant writer, I'm on the border of for-profit, nonprofit, and I've always worked with nonprofit. So it's like, how do I even register and do all of this stuff in the for-profit world? And there was no cheat sheet for that. And it, but that's an excellent sign, because nobody's really done it before you, and you're coming up with something that's unique. So that's extremely powerful in the beginning, learning all of that. So anyways, Dwayne, is there anything that's coming up from Reading Heart that that you need help with, or anything like that? Are there any big events that you have in the future, anything like that?
Well, yes. So after meeting with Tim, we kind of sat down and talked with Reading Heart on how to expand in a way to where we're all working together. And one of the projects that we want to create and with Tim is actually branching out into his area with him, by helping his organization. Getting 100 libraries is 100 free libraries out there. It would be wonderful. We definitely want to ask for support with that project. We want to help that in any way, shape, or form. It makes no sense for us to try to jump over in different areas when there's other people already working on something. So collaboration is always the best. And so we're going to ask for help in two ways. One, helping Tim get off the ground. We're willing to help you in any way, shape, or form that you need it. And then two, literally helping us help him, like getting the free little libraries. If we have some newspaper bins that we're trying to restore over here, especially the ones that have nothing done to them, so we can even donate them to Tim's area to get him started there. And then any support, any books that can be donated to us would be great, or donate over to Tim. Either one is fine. That's one of our major projects, is just in order for us to grow and help kids with literacy. It's impossible for one of us to do it on our own. So that's the support that we're looking for. That's our cheat sheet on how we can get out of Fresno County, is by helping other people grow in their areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Dwayne is going to discover, and he probably already has discovered, programs that are that advocate these curbside residential libraries. I think Amador County has a system that's connected to their county library system, in which they use Little Free Libraries as kind of a conduit for transferring and exchanging books with their clientele, their public. So that's Amador County. And I think that Monterey, the city of Monterey, takes a lot of pride in its city library, in its little libraries as well. And I think
Yes.
Mesa, Arizona, I came across it. They take a lot of pride. I think, in fact, I just came across San Diego. I think San Diego supervisors just approved of establishing little libraries throughout, I assume, the county of San Diego, to do this very thing that Dwayne is already doing. So there are a lot of people, and I've only been doing this for about a month. I'm just scratching the surface. Dwayne, I'm sure he can tell you many, many stories of places probably around the world that do this.
If I was to share something with people who aren't really aware of the Little Free Library concept, or just giving books to kids, it's an amazing experience. Handing a book to a child who doesn't have access to one it's an experience that everybody should endure. We've handed books to kids and they've literally held them to their chest. You would have thought it was like $100 bill, or the golden ticket, should you say. And it's kind of confusing because you don't understand why it's so important, but you're giving them access to the world. Inside the book, they can be anything they want.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these children have dreams beyond imagination, and they just need those tools. And a book is one of the biggest tools you can give somebody. The gift of literacy is priceless to any child. So I would definitely ask everyone to support the mission of getting these libraries out. But one thing that's very important with them is now you're giving them access to those tools, and it's close to them. They don't have to travel 10, 15 miles to a library. It's literally walk out the house, go down a couple blocks, and your world and your imagination opens up even bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And literacy is so crucial for success in life. I mean, even if somebody becomes an automobile mechanic, which is an admirable occupation, it will benefit them if they can thoroughly read all the manuals and all the books based upon their occupation.
Yeah.
And so I think that I'm kind of suspecting that Dwayne and his wife, they must have read to Danae while she was still in the womb. That's what I'm suspecting.
Yeah, we had a funny story with Danae when her mom read to her all the time, and she was probably under the age of 2, and she would grab the book after mom read it, and she would reread it. And we were like, wow, this is amazing. She can read at such a young age, but she memorized every page and all the words. And we were like, okay, you're cheating, but that's still good. We were happy for that project anyways. We're like, that's cool, but she loves to read, definitely.
Yeah.
My kids would do the same thing, and I was like, wait a minute, you're not old enough to read.
Yeah.
And then they would say it word for word, you know, and I was like, that is, my 2 oldest had bedrooms right next to each other, and I was at the same time going through my master's program, so these poor kids just listened to me read out loud. I would sit in a chair right in front of their bedrooms and just spout out words.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter as long as I was reading to them. They were so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, reading to the kids at a young age is so important. Literally in the womb, they start learning immediately. So
right.
Yeah.
If you want them to love reading, then you have to read.
When I was pregnant with Noah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's so crucial. I mean, I think Dwayne, has education in psychology, and I think if you look at it's a sad statistic, but I think if you look at the statistics of prison inmates, I think prison inmates, the literacy rate of prison inmates is like, I think on average the highest grade level amongst prisoners throughout the penitentiary system is like 3rd or 4th grade reading level.
3rd grade.
Yes.
And so I'm sure that somebody else with expertise in this field can just list off these statistics that indicate how important it is. You mentioned golden ticket. It is like a ticket that can kick you right out of poverty and boost you to just a whole new world, a whole new level, so you don't get stuck in a rut and take the wrong paths. You have options. You've got infinite options.
Right. You only know what you know, and if you read a book, you know a lot more than when you started. I was, or actually my home was approached by Tim. I took an old bookcase when COVID started, and I put all of my extra books in it because my children are up and grown, and I have all of these book sets, and I'm sitting here going, what am I going to do with it? But then our kids lost Porterville alone lost our library. And then COVID happened, and then they lost their school library. So I put casters on my bookshelf so I can roll it away when it's raining. And then I put a cover over it, and I just keep it out front. And I love it because I go out there and I have a brand new book. I have a brand new book. So I get to go out there, and I see that people have switched stuff out and things are moving, and then there's new things for me to look at, and I get super excited about it. And I'm a 40-year-old woman. I can only imagine, what that feels like for somebody who just started reading, to have something new, like you said, that you can walk to. So I can't wait to become a part of Tim's 100 libraries. We'll definitely have to make that like a concrete thing soon, because I have so many ideas for growth, Tim. I'm just the wheels are turning.
Yeah, I do predict that after we hit 100, this program that we're starting, this initiative, will continue even after I'm just giving it about a year, because I'm a science educator with a science education business, and I'm kind of in doldrums right now. So this is giving me something to do. and it needs to be done because there's a huge void right now. But even after the 100 little libraries, I would like this. I could envision this connecting with the city library program, the county library program, and this going to many, many more beyond 100. I'd like it to become a foundation that just outlives me, basically. It just this will easily outlive all of us. I think all of what we're doing.
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah, we definitely want literacy to grow. I mean, it's exciting. Like even Danae, when she gets books, like when people donate books, they'll be stuck in a little watermelon bin full of books reading, or she'll come in there and she'll say, "Hey, Dad, we need to go to the library and get this book." And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure you have that book," but the excitement of going to the library or opening up the free little library to look at the new book, that's like something else that just excites the kids. And we're like, okay, well, let's just try to put libraries everywhere. You know what I mean? So Tim, once your program starts, right when you see those kids walk up to those little free libraries, their eyes are going to light up. It is just like they walked into Toys R Us or some gift store or something like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I observed two sets of kids at different libraries yesterday as I was floating around Porterville running errands. It's like so cool.
That's super exciting. I absolutely love this work. I thank you guys so much for coming on today. And then can you pretty please just tell us, and I will put it in the chats afterwards, but tell us how we can get a hold of you. Dwayne, do you have a website? How does that, how do we do that?
So if anybody wants to learn or support Reading Heart, they can always go to readingheart.org. That is our website. They can visit anytime. If they want to do any like monetary donation or anything, they can go on readingheart.org also, make a donation. For every dollar or every $5 we get, it allows us to get 4 more books into our little collection. Also, any donation also supports with like our trucks or anything that we have going on. Almost all the money that we raise literally goes to help with literacy. We have no employees, everybody's volunteer based. So we try to get as many books in the hands of children as possible. Readingheart.org is the way to contact us. If you want to donate a book, or if you're even have a nonprofit that needs books, you can go on there and make a request, and we'll provide those for you also.
Awesome. And Tim, go ahead with yours.
Regarding the Porterville Little Libraries Initiative, all we have right now is just an email address. And so it's info@scydip.net. And so that's our that's our email address. And then we just started the Facebook page. Once again, we're just in our infancy, so we're basically, we're just really, we don't have much right now, but we're getting there. There's a lot of interest and we're just, it's just a lot of momentum starting up here.
Well, Tim, we're going to help kickstart that. So we're trying to get at least 5 to 10 libraries built over on our end for you. So we'll try to help you get at least 5 or 10% of your goal. And then if not more, we're going to try to get them all filled up over there. And if you need anything from us, let us know. We would love to support.
We plan to promote you as well.
Yeah, we'll work together to get it going, but we're definitely going to make this happen.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. We need to do this more. And just to let everybody know how important this work is, and I know I say this a lot, but people like you make life so much more plentiful. And not just with me to work, I love working with people like you. But to the people to the kids, everybody who needs it, there's senior citizens that can't drive anymore. So they very well will take advantage of the little libraries. And, if you don't have a vehicle and you can't afford a vehicle, or you're not old enough to drive yet, you can walk down to the corner and get that done and taken care of also. So it's just making sure that everybody understands that this is a resource and that if you want to do it in your neighborhood, do it. It doesn't take much. And if you need help with the funds, reach out to us. It doesn't have to cost anything. You can, like, I built a bookshelf and I put it out front. So it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be the box. We can get you a starter box with a crate as long as it's taken care of and the books are covered. But the possibilities of this, don't let having an actual box stop you yet. You can start it however you want, whatever resources you have, and then we can help you grow. Just contact us. You can email me at nicole@wyldwynd.org. Or you can, I put Dwayne's email website in the chat, and I believe, Tim, I wrote yours correctly. Please double check me. Also in the chat, so you can contact any one of us. And if you need books, like tomorrow, I've got like a whole nother library inside my house because my bookshelves don't fit all of my books. So if you need books, I know teachers that will donate books. Dwayne obviously has 285,000 books. Just reach out and let us know. I know that he loves to drive and make deliveries.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't hesitate in doing this. This is something that is free and easy, and it benefits everybody involved. So, like I said, comment on here. Let us know that you're interested in being a part of this. If you're not in Porterville, it doesn't matter. Early Mart, Tipton, Pixley, all of those locations still need books.
Yes.
So yes, we can help Tim build our 100 little pods in Porterville, but I don't think any one of us would discriminate in helping out another neighborhood get there started either. So,
and thank you, Nicole, for putting this on. This is great. You know, we appreciate all the effort you're putting out there, and
yeah, thank you, Nicole.
Conversations like this are needed, and we're glad that you even put us on this Zoom together. And we really truly hope that everybody out there understands the importance of literacy. It affects us all. You know, if our next generation, if they're not reading, we're all going to pay for it. So this is the team effort. This is, how do they say it? It's the neighborhood has to come together in order to make this work.
Yes. And I will say that it doesn't matter really, like my kids, a few of them, I say I have like 50 kids. A few of them will only read comic book books. It's still reading.
Yes.
So don't tell them, hey, that's not a real book.
Read what you love to read.
Yeah.
Right? That is what interests them. It's the gateway kind of reading for those people who are not fond of reading a book, like a solid book. So give them those opportunities.
Yeah, when we're handing out books, we always have them face up so the kids can see the covers. And we have some people go, hey, what books are you handing out? And what books do you want them to read? And we just want them to pick up a book.
Right.
So what they're reading is irrelevant to us. We want them to pick up a book that they feel they want to read. And if they're reading it, then we are happy. So that's very true. It doesn't matter what they're reading. Let them read.
Right. And I have one more note to add to this, just because I work in vulnerable populations in Tulare County. Having books that are bilingual or multi-languages is humongous. So if anybody out there has resources for that, that would be absolutely fantastic. I think that in my children's youth, we used to go to Kaiser, and they would give us a book that was both in English and Spanish. And it was every visit, we would get a brand new book, which was, my kids thought it was great. But I think that having access in different languages is a huge resource for us. Mostly because, we do live in Tulare County, and we do have populations of people that speak one language, and at home. And if we want grandma and grandpa to read with the younger kids, we're going to need it in the language that they read. So if anybody is out there and they're listening to that and they have access to multi-language books, please again contact us. Let us know how we can obtain those, the books that are in several different languages. Again, we just want our people to have books, no matter, I say no matter what the content is, but we just want them to have books, something in their hand that they can read. And like Tim said earlier, I don't remember if it was on the show or beforehand, or wait, it was on the show, that it doesn't run out of batteries. You can take a book with you everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere you go. And I have a lot of my favorite books have notes, phone numbers, addresses, Post-its written and shoved inside there. It's actually somewhere, and I shouldn't say this out loud, that I keep my extra money.
We got to find that spot.
Nobody's going to look in my books.
That's true. That's very true.
Don't worry, people. They're only singles. But it's a safe place for me to go. And I would hope that other people felt the same way. Do you guys have anything else to add that you feel is necessary for the public or our viewers to know about?
We need to have a big celebration after this is done.
I think the most important thing is for people, if I was to leave something for them to leave with, I would really say that there's not any one organization or any one person that can make this major change. It really takes all of us to come together, and little things matter a lot, whether it's a dollar donation or a book donation or even supplies. Just somebody handing us a box of nails or handing Tim a box of nails, that makes a big difference. So it's not like you have to come out and do a big shebang in order to change this. So if people want to help, every little bit helps, and it really adds up in the long run. And worst case, like you said, just put a book on a chair outside your house, and if somebody picks it up, you made that big major change. So we all have the ability to make the change together.
Excellent. And that, I think, when you're sharing that information about how much it actually costs, you said every $5 equals 4 books. Yes. People, that's your Starbucks drink, and it's gone in 30 minutes.
Yes.
$5.25 for a venti on average could buy somebody 4 books that they could have for the rest of their life.
And it would change their life.
So
it would really change their life.
Right. Like, I still read, there's a monster at the end of this book, and I still get a kick out of it. It's my first golden book that I've memorized. But it's 40 years old now. You know what I mean? So, you never know how much, and that is a great book. If you guys ever read it, it is a life story in it. It is a golden book, and it has Grover from Sesame Street in it. And there is a monster at the end of this book, and it talks about your internal fears, and how you can overcome them. And it is it's an excellent little golden book. I do have plenty of copies, and I will share them, but you cannot take them. You can read them in my front yard, but you can't take them.
We'll exchange.
Yes, exchange them. All right, Tim, do you have anything else to share?
No, just that I appreciate Dwayne and you for giving us a little bit of a boost.
I can't wait to have you guys back on. We'll do it in maybe like another 2 months and see where we're at. And when is the end goal? Like, when do we want to have these 100 books done, Tim?
On the second anniversary of the tragedy, of the fire burning down. So that's in a little bit, that's 2022, February 18th.
February 18th, 2022.
That gives us a definitive goal in the way of time. And the 100, if we meet the 100 before then, we'll just have our celebration earlier.
I have a question for you. Does it have to be out in front of somebody's home, or can somebody like sponsor it inside a garden?
That's a good question. It's best to have them on private property
Okay.
along a curb so that the public can stand on public land and reach into the property
Okay.
and not trespass.
Okay.
There are some details. And then a
Okay.
lot of folks are sponsoring, so we just have to, it's crucial to have a responsible curator for
Okay.
a little library. So if somebody wants to sponsor, we need to make sure that that sponsorship is given to somebody who really, really intrinsically advocates this program and will prove to be a great curator of the books, because we don't want these little libraries to be neglected.
Right.
And so we've had wonderful success with people just popping up from all over the county who intrinsically want to have a little library.
Awesome. 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 I can't thank you both enough for the hard work that you're doing. And like I said to our viewers, look at the links, send us emails, give us a call. Just let us know that you're there and you're interested, and we will help you get on your way. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I will also have all this information on my Wyld Wynd website, and I will put that in the link also with everybody else's contact information. So please have a lovely day. Be safe, wash your hands, be kind, take care of each other, and I will see you all later.
Yes, thank you again.
Well, thank you, Nicole.